Let's go ahead and I want to show you guys something that I think some people may have forgotten. Gentlemen, it's Bobby's world. You thought that you would stop this from happening. This is his world, and you are just living in it. Activision-Blizzard shareholders voted to approve a report looking into the company's anti-harassment efforts. While the company itself is carefully considering that, the stockholders also gave the green light to the board of directors nominees, which included shitty CEO Bobby Kotick. So great! Bobby gets to stay on the board for another year despite the ongoing efforts from employees, other shareholders, and even right-wing groups to see him gone. I mean, Bobby Kotick has even been accused of perpetuating the company's toxic culture. Listen, if you think that's bad, like, who is this? Who wrote this? Jeremy. Jeremy, you need a fucking reality check. Bobby Kotick was on Epstein's goddamn jet. Do you think that any of this stuff is even remotely as bad as that? Bobby's a free man walking around and he's totally fucking fine. If you think that a guy that's flying around on Epstein's jet is gonna get fucking even road bumped by some little scandal thing like this, you are crazy. Bobby is indestructible. You're not, like, I cannot wait for whenever Microsoft takes over and they put Bobby in charge of something that's even bigger than Blizzard. I am so fucking ready for this. An alarming majority. So there's a total of 647 million votes that were represented to vote if Bobby is going to remain on the board. 500 million of them, 533 million of them voted for the board to remain, with only 62 million opposing Bobby. That's a reality check, isn't it? A massive majority. Now, I don't know what the math on this is, but it's somewhere around probably like 83, 85%, something like that. Like, we're talking like, yeah, this is like 80, 90%. It's massive. Nobody cares about Twitter. These people care about their money. And the fact is, Bobby has made the company a lot of fucking money. Like, a massive amount of money. So guess what? They're going to be okay with him. That's all there is to it. Shouldn't trust every article on the internet, dude. So what, do you think that do you think he just made this number up? You think he just made it up? Like, I'm just curious. Like he's straight up like lying about the whole thing. No, it's real. Yeah, this has been corroborated 3 different places. This is just the first place I'm reading, and I'm showing it to you guys here, right? And don't trust anything. Well, I think that whenever you read it from a number of other places, but you know, there's nothing to do. Let's read the last. Last comment here. I don't get it. How could Bobby Kotick, a man who is reportedly complicit, if not directly responsible for Activision-Blizzard's ongoing issues, stay on the board of directors? Do people not have eyes and ears? Or does money speak in tongues? You'd think that there'd be some sort of consequences after allegedly threatening to kill an assistant over voicemail, supposedly covering up sexual harassment reports, and so much more. But no. It seems Bobby Kotick may also remain Activision-Blizzard's CEO even after the Microsoft acquisition is done. If there was a God, he'd have delivered judgment by now. I guess that answers that. Right here. This is the line that they care about. So the people that are invested in Bobby right now, the people that like Bobby right now, they like him because of this number right here. Okay? They like him a lot because of this number. Bobby took over like way back in this time, and this is where the company is right now. Bobby makes them money. That's the facts. Bobby will make them money, and that's what's happened so many times. And that's the thing. Allegedly and supposedly means nothing. Man, Bobby could have literally shot somebody in the fucking street in the goddamn head. But if they were making money, Bobby'd still be on the board of directors. Because nobody gives a fuck about any of that shit. They just want to see the number go up in their 401k. They don't give a fuck about Bobby being a terrible person. They don't care. They just want to make money. There's no, he did? Maybe he did. That's all I'm saying. And, like, people don't understand this. They're like, oh, well, this is so horrible. This is so bad. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Like, this is just the way the world is, right? Think the board cares about some unnamed? Yeah, exactly. They don't give a shit. Life isn't fair and Santa doesn't exist. That's all there is to it. Yes, look at Bobby. Bobby is, and all these people are so furious about this, not touching Xbox, and I refuse to support this company. Xbox doesn't control Activision yet. It's 100% finalized, so they got nothing to do with it. Well, of course they could have said they were going to throw them out, right? As of a couple of things. As of now, it's only till 2023, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was extended. For those blaming Microsoft, they don't officially own the company yet. That's true. For anyone wondering when the deal is set to be finished, June 30th of next year. And Lamau and the Microsoft Magic will magically make Activision-Blizzard a better place. My brother in Christ, after the acquisition, they will fire him because the board won't exist. Andrew. Oh, man. I'm so sorry. You think you could defeat Bobby? You think you could defeat, you thought it was over? You actually thought it was over. Oh no. Bobby is reaching the peak of his power at this point, right? Like, the guy's been in business for like 40 years. He's like a fucking billionaire. This guy, this is Bobby's world now, and you're just living in it. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys, I think what's gonna happen, I've said this before, I think that Microsoft is going to have him focus on the metaverse. I don't think they're going to get rid of Bobby Kotick, because by the time this happens in a year from now, nobody's going to give a shit about the scandal anymore. It's going to be the same thing as Hong Kong or anything else. It's not going to be a big political thing. Nobody's going to care. People are just going to move on past it. There's going to be a handful of people complaining, and everybody else is going to tell them to shut the fuck up because it's old news. They're going to promote Bobby. Bobby's going to continue to become more powerful, and that's just what's going to happen. Yes, you are literally going to be in Bobby's world. I think this is fake. Kotaku isn't a trustworthy news source. It's not fake. I've seen this whoa, shit. What the hell just happened? I've seen this corroborated. Oh my god, I messed up my mic. Give me a second. I'm telling you guys, you are literally going to be living in Bobby's world. I honestly think that Bobby is going to be one of the creators of the metaverse for Microsoft. And whenever this happens, and like, you know what? They might symbolically fire Bobby for like a month. And everybody's gonna be like, yes, we did it! Yes, we beat Bobby, it's over! And then 6 months, a year later, they bring him back. And there's like 3 articles of people that are like, oh man, fuck. And then there's gonna be people saying like, it's been a year, who cares, right? And then it's just gonna move on. He'll be brought back on as a consultant, right? Yes, I honestly, I don't think it's gonna be over, man. Yeah, they'll retain him as a consultant. Yeah, some streamers will hate you for telling the truth because they make money off streaming Blizzard games. What's wrong with that? The thing is, I think most people generally like me. Yeah, I actually am one of the only people on Twitch that doesn't have like a bunch of fucking vendettas against other people. I don't have vendettas against hardly anybody. There's not a bunch of other streamers that don't like me. At least I don't know about them. I think that there are plenty of people that don't like me privately, but nobody pretty much says shit to me publicly. Yeah, I feel like I'm good, man. And that's it. What's your volume at on for Firefox? I don't know, actually. And it's Twitch because of you, otherwise I'd be on YouTube. Yeah, sure. Most people don't even call Bobby shit. Yeah, I mean, of course people don't like me somewhere, but they don't at least talk about it, at least. I don't really spend a lot of time of, you know, like fighting with people or arguing with people about stuff. If somebody doesn't like me or whatever, usually what I do is I just ignore them. LSF just doesn't like, LSF doesn't like me because, let me think, why do they not like me? I'm trying to think. I think it's because I will say things in the worst way possible. Yeah, LSF doesn't like anyone. That's actually a very good point. Yeah, sure. I think that this is like the life cycle of a content creator. Of like on LSF, right? It's like whenever they first get popular, everybody's posting their clips all the time. Everybody loves them. They're like great. And then like once they're more popular, then it's like, oh, well, you know, like maybe he shouldn't be that popular. It's like, I think that there's a lot of people who want to Like, there's like viewers of this, right? Where they want to be able to control how popular you are. And once they feel like you get too big, they start to resent you for it. And I think that's what happens with a lot of content creators. I think that's what's happened with content creators in general, right? There are people hate you publicly, or YouTubers with shitty content that you show how shitty it is. I don't even think there's that many of them either. Like, that's about it. And so, yeah, I think that's what ends up happening, is that they want to basically be able to control you, and they don't like to see you succeed too much more. And I think this is what happened with, like, COVID, right? Is because whenever COVID came out, I'm saying it like it's a video game. Whenever we got early access COVID in 2019, and, you know, we had it, yeah, it started happening in, like, let's say 2020, streamers and, like, content creators, their popularity, like, fucking skyrocketed. Poopy knows the 500 subs. Thank you very much. And like, it became super mainstream. Everybody was watching online content. And then, like, people started realizing, like, how much money that, like, these streamers were making. It's like, they thought, like, oh, this guy's just like me. He's just sitting in his house playing video games all day, just like me. I'm so cool. And then they realized that this guy has a sponsorship for $200,000. And what the fuck? So I think that there's a lot of people who they see this and they thought that, like, oh, this streamer was my friend. You know, these are like the jaded parasocial Andes that thought that they had a lot in common with the streamer. And then they realize this person's fucking in the 1% making $1 million a year. And it's like, wait a second, this person isn't my friend. I don't make any money. I can't get a job at Walmart. That's what happens. I think that's exactly what it was. And you have a lot of those jaded people. And I think it's also people that are not happy. No one thought that? I absolutely think they thought that. I absolutely think it. Because what happens is that those people, how many times do you see millionaires or some version of streamers' money being used as a pejorative whenever talking about them? I see this all the time. It's because people fucking are jealous. Why wouldn't they be jealous? It makes sense. From the eyes of them, they see some fucking idiot, some absolute moron who's sitting there playing the same games that they are, and he's making $1 million. And they're not making shit. And they're pissed off about it. They're mad. And I get it. I absolutely fucking get it. I get it absolutely, yeah. A similar thing with Hassan in his damn house. Yeah, Hassan lives in his house. I don't know why I needed to buy a $3 million house. Anytime I bring him up, he can live in half the chat's head rent-free. Holy fuck. People love to talk about that. They get pissed off. Yeah, that's it. The Millionaire Tank is a classic on... yeah, it's a meme classic, exactly. So it's just... I think that's the reason why people are... things have changed, right? And that's why, you know, communities like that, his whole family lives in the house. Okay, so that's a really nice footnote. But does that fit in a tweet? No, it doesn't. Does that make him look bad? No, it doesn't. Does that make stupid people feel smart because they can perceive some level of fucking hypocrisy? No, it doesn't. Okay, congratulations. Your tweet's not popular. Back of the line, loser. Nobody cares about the facts. Get the fuck out of here, idiot. Let's read some more of the fucking posts here, okay? Ready for Dragonflight? Dragonflight this year. Oh, wow, it must be nearly ready. Yeah. Listen, guys. I don't really give a shit if it's bad whenever it comes out. You know what I mean? I don't. I saw this before, and this is pretty much where we're at. Now, what do I think about Dragonflight? What do I think is going to happen whenever the game comes out? Well, it's actually pretty simple. I think the game's going to come out. I think it's going to be fine. It's not going to be amazing or anything like that, but it's going to be pretty much fine. And I'm just going to play it, and that's all there is to it. We be riding dragons. Yeah, it's okay. And, let's see here. Bad equals more content. I mean, you could say that, sure. Dragonflight is just more content. I think so, too. I don't... The thing is that the best thing that's happened for me is that I have stopped becoming emotionally invested in the outcome of one singular video game. If World of Warcraft is not good in Dragonflight, well, I'll just play Lost Ark. I can play Fall Guys. They made Fall Guys free now or something. Play Elden Ring. I can play the Cuphead DLC. Like, I can play any of these games. Any of these other fucking games. We can play V Rising. We can play Valheim again. Vampire Survivors. There's no reason that I have to be so fucking invested in this game being perfect. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not gonna get mad. The chains are gone. I played WoW for 12 hours yesterday and I had fun. I did. I played WoW for 12 hours yesterday and I enjoyed myself. And you know why? It's because I didn't feel like I had to. I just logged on and I played the game and I enjoyed myself. It was great. It was great. I just logged on, I had fun, I played the game. You did what? I did plus 20 mythics so I could get the portals. I did 5 of them. I'm halfway done now. And because you got shoulders and belt. And yeah, it is true. I got a new transmog set yesterday. So yeah, I'm happy mainly because of that. And so yeah, I had fun. I played the game. It was great. I like WoW. It's a fun game. I enjoy it. Now, is there every single thing about it being fun? No, I don't think so. But just trying to play it and have fun and enjoy yourself. Did you try V Rising? Yeah, I played V Rising before. Of course I have. Epic PGs are underrated. Yeah, except for we queued into Wintergrasp last night and I AFK'd out and ended the stream. So that's not necessarily true in every circumstance. Am I going to play Starfield whenever it comes out? I will probably play Starfield whenever it comes out, and I'm assuming that that game will probably last me 3 to 4 hours, and then I will be done with it. I am expecting Starfield, like, I don't know, I looked at the gameplay and it was fucking terrible. Doom 3 had better gameplay. That was the game that it reminded me of. The slow, sluggish, unresponsive combat. Doom 3. I just, man, like, it's just Doom's FPS. Like, I don't give a shit. It's still, like, it was not good, man. What happened to play Doom Eternal? Yeah, that's what we're fucking talking about. I want to have some fun fucking games, some good games. So what do I think, again, about Dragonflight coming out? Too soon, Executus? How the fuck can I know? I'm waiting to see what the game is going to look like, all right? So whenever the alpha for Dragonflight comes out, and they have, like, basically a bunch of, you know, like, signs, will finish later, coming soon, not ready yet, coming soon in beta, you know, etc., right? And they just have a bunch of reused assets, well, then I'm going to be very worried. I'm going to be very, very worried. But I'm not going to make that assumption until we actually see the game. Because in my opinion, and I don't know if you guys, how many of you guys are WoW players, right? And this is for people that are consistently, like, still playing WoW, right? I think a lot of you guys still do. How many of you guys agree with me on this? I think that almost every decision that Blizzard has made post 9.15 has been relatively good. I'm actually happy about the direction of the game post 9.15. Now, I'm not happy with the game. I'm happy with the direction of the game. It's got a long way to go. However, I do think that it's a massive fucking improvement. The bar is pretty low. Yes, I think Zereth Mortis is good, relative. I think that it's getting better. Now, Dragonflight will be the time, right? We're going to see. It's like, oh, are we going to reset back down to 0 and continue the cycle over and over and over again, like the meme picture? We're going to find out. But the loot still sucks. The loot is so fucking boring. It is the most boring, obnoxious loot I've never seen. Paul Chaffrey plays WoW. I mean, it's not that big of a deal to me, right? But, like, all I'm saying is that I'm basically just talking about my own personal opinion. I think that the game has been going in a positive direction ever since 9.15. I think 9.2 is a relatively good patch, although it does have some of the core problems with the game. That I've just kind of felt that way for many times. And I disagree. It's about momentum. They need a massive amount of acceleration to get WoW back to greatness. Exactly. And that acceleration is apparently coming this year. Now, if it sucks, then it sucks, and I'm just going to stop playing it. That's all it really comes down to. But I'll play Final Fantasy again. I'll go back to Lost Ark. I'll go back to jerking off. It's going to be completely fine. So I'm not going to be worried about this or stressed out one bit, okay? That's the way I see it, and that's the way I think most people should probably try to look at it as well. Since Dragonflight is likely to be released this year, I wanted to remind you what Alex Draza looked like before. I think that, yes, Here's just the reality, guys, okay? I'm going to be honest. So this means cocked? Okay, great. Blizzard is not off the heels of a sexual harassment lawsuit that caused them to lose half of their executive staff. They're just not going to release an expansion where the main character is a female with big tits in a chainmail bikini. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, this is not going to happen. Now, I get that some people, what does society have against sexy, powerful women? Here's what they have against it, is that there's a lot of, this is, I love to see this online, because you see this constantly. There's always going to be a time where, like, a girl, there's like some girl who's like obviously fucking like overweight, massively unhealthy, and she posts a picture of herself as if she's like a supermodel. And then you have a million other people in the comments, yes, queen, yes, yes, own that body, yes, I'm so proud of you, sis, I'm so proud of you. And you see this all the time. I find this to be the most fucking patronizing, pathetic bullshit ever. BUWs, no, it's other women mainly doing this. And then whenever there's some woman that gets put on there that's attractive and in shape, etc., and then they're like, oh, this is bad. This is like, oh, this is disgusting. We shouldn't have this. You know what I think it is? It's basically because people don't like seeing images of people that makes them feel insecure about themselves. I think that's literally all there is to it, and it's actually that simple. I think that they like seeing other people that look worse than them so they can feel like they're physically above them. And I think that's why they make it okay. And I find it to be annoying. It's weird. And to be honest, I think it's pathetic. But you know what? It's not my fucking problem. Because whenever you do that with a guy, and I'm going to be honest, anytime that you see a guy that's like big and buff and everything, every guy says like, man, you know what? I should go to Planet Fitness again. You know what? Maybe I should start eating 4 meals a day. You know, like, absolutely, yeah, it's a complete fucking double standard. I don't understand how this happens. But, keyboard warriors, I think there's a lot of people out there. This is the truth, right? Is you look at a game like Lost Ark, you look at a game like Final Fantasy. People don't care about these things. People just like watching hot girls do stuff. I know it sounds crazy, but there it is. So if a girl in the game is really attractive, well, more people are going to like the game. It's very simple. If they want to make Sylvanas, if they want to make people like Sylvanas again, make her boobs bigger. Problem solved. That's it. And I guarantee you people will be like, well, you know, look, the tree was going to burn down anyway. It's not even her fault. Yeah, it's not our fault at all. Women and men are different. That's the one where women lose out. Well, I think so. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily. It's a lot of it's society as well. I mean, let's be honest. Society places a lot more value on a woman's appearance than a man's. So I can see women being more conscious of it. I think that makes sense in some ways. But at the same time, I think that most people out there, I'm not talking about just the most outspoken 5 commenters on Twitter. I think most average, normal people out there just think it's totally fucking fine. They don't care about it. It's not that big of a deal, and they're fine with sexy women. I think that the fact is that you know, like, people just like having they like having characters that are idealized versions of themselves. Imagine saying wrong to that. No, I think that some people out there, this is the facts, there are some guys out there that think that it's harder out there for guys than it is for girls in terms of appearance. I would massively fucking disagree, okay? I don't know how many fucking times I've seen these Instagram models that are like a fucking 11 out of 10, and I see there's a picture of them, and their boyfriend is in the background, and it's just some chubby dude with a snapback hat with a sticker on it, wearing an oversized t-shirt, sitting there on his phone, waiting for her to be finished. I'm not seeing, she's not hooking up with Arnold Schwarzenegger. She's not hooking up with some fucking, like, Abercrombie and Fitch model. It ain't her boyfriend? No, it is. Like, I've seen it. It's like, yeah, I'm with my boyfriend. Man's paid? No, I don't think so. I actually don't think so. I've seen plenty of circumstances where that's not the case. 0.02% of circumstances. I think that a lot of girls, yes, it's important to take care of yourself. Obviously, that matters. This is what a lot of guys do, is they always look for a reason that it's not their fault. They always look for a reason. Oh, well, there are examples, but the guy had a lot of money, and you know, like, maybe there's like some other reason why, like, it's not my fault. There's gotta be some reason why it's not my fault that I can't get a girlfriend. And shut the fuck up. Okay, listen. My best advice with this kind of stuff is one of the ways that I've learned to talk to girls, and this has been effective with me, is you don't treat them like a vending machine for sex. If you treat them like a person, you're gonna automatically, I really promise you this, you will automatically be better than like 70% of guys. I've seen these fucking DMs that these girls get, okay? Remember, you gotta remember, I've dated multiple girls that have had OnlyFans, okay? I've seen these, I've heard of these. Holy shit. Holy shit, there are some goddamn savages out there. Just treat the girl like a normal person, and you're gonna automatically separate yourself from a bunch of other people. That's my fucking best advice. And let's see here. Money can buy anyone. There's plenty of girls. There are a lot of these girls that make money themselves. They don't need the money because they're getting paid 6 figures a month because they're hot as shit and they have an OnlyFans. They don't need the fucking money. Yeah, that's the facts. Like, I know plenty of girls like this. Yeah, exactly. It's just straight into the friend zone. Man. I'm telling you guys, like, you can ask Cody. Me and Cody used to sit here 10 years ago in this fucking room, and we would make these copy-paste messages of like, hey, you know, I really like, you know, I think you're hot, and I'd like to talk to you, right? And like, we would copy-paste this shit, and we would send it to like 50 girls, 100 girls, and we would get like 7 responses, 10 responses. And like, yeah, most of them, it wouldn't work out, but we would get responses. And yes, we were AOE farming. Exactly, and it worked. And 7 out of 50? Do you understand how good 7 out of 50 is with a pickup line that automatically starts out with basically an extension of I want to fuck you? 7 out of 50 is insanely fucking good. That's ridiculously fucking good, man. Yeah, sending CV resumes, exactly. The Gamrat needs some money, exactly. And so anyway, I'm not going to get into this big advice thing, okay? All I'm really trying to say here is that if you want to date a girl that's attractive or whatever, try not to treat her like an object. I think that's a pretty easy thing to say. I don't think I'm being unreasonable here. You know, try not to treat somebody like an object. Try to take interest in things that she's talking about. Ask questions about them, be able to have a conversation. I think this is not that hard to do. You automatically set yourself above over half guys just by doing that. You don't have to be tall. You don't have to be attractive. You don't have to work out. You don't have to have money. You're just automatically ahead of them just because of that. Okay? That's all there is to it. You think that would be obvious. Yes, but it's not. And it's because there are guys that go out there and they're trying to find some excuse for why they're not in the position that they're in. I think it's pathetic. I do. I think that people do that with everything too. It's not just that. You're right, but it's hard not to treat them as objects when the majority of them just care about appearance and they're stupid as hell. Well, then don't talk to them. Well, I mean, shit, man. If you're talking to a girl that you think is stupid as hell and only cares about her appearance, why are you talking to her? Yeah, what are you doing? Just go to another. Go to church. Go find a girl at church. Yeah, like, it's incel logic. It's crazy, man. Yeah, to hook up with her? No, it's because it's not going to happen. Because it's going to come through, it's not going to work out, she's not going to like you, and that's it. Because she's hot, it's not going to work, okay? Listen, I understand that, like, I'm telling you, like, go ask, like, 5 or 10 girls. Any girl that you know that you're close with. Do a lot of guys message you if she's hot, right? Do a lot of guys message you weird stuff? I bet every single fucking one of them is gonna say yes. So just don't do that. That's like an automatic fucking advantage. Yeah, it's crazy, man. We all want gamer girls, Asmon. I'm so fucking sick of talking about this. I'm gonna be honest, because every time I talk about this, there's a lot of people that have like these fucking weird takes, and it's like, oh, well, actually, that's not the way it works, because I watched this one video, I listened to this podcast, and it's 2 guys that are like fucking 43, and they're pickup artists, and they hook up with 19-year-old girls, and they told me that all girls are hoes. So actually, I'm pretty sure all girls are hoes, and yeah, that's what it is. I saw this yesterday, and this is what happened whenever I was doing my Mythic Plus, right? Is that whenever I was doing it, I said that WoW was pay to win. And everybody in the chat was like, no, it's not. And actually, it wasn't everybody. It was like 3 people. It's not pay to win. And I think that anybody that actually thinks that WoW is not pay to win is on grade A fucking 100% pure copium. It is 100% pay to win. It is absolutely pay to win. Want you whale in WoW like Lost Ark? I did. I have all the BOEs. I have all the BOEs, guys. Did you know that? I have every single one. Can we agree that pay to win exists on a spectrum, though? Yes. And I think that WoW is a very high part of the spectrum. Like, you can literally buy gear in WoW that makes you more powerful in rated PvP. I mean, guys, I mean, what is this? Like, yeah, and carries. Exactly. You buy carries. You can buy everything except skill. Yes, you certainly can. And it's just that I think WoW Play, until you explained it, made a lot of sense. Yes, if you can spend, here's what I consider if something is pay to win, okay? I want to make this very clear because obviously we haven't had this conversation for almost 48 hours. So I think that something is pay to win if you can spend real money and advance your character in the end game. I don't care about level boosts. I don't care about story skips. That doesn't matter to me. But what I do care is if you can make your character better or you can accelerate your progress in the end game by spending money, then it's pay to win. The exception is that if you have to break the TOS to do it, then it's not pay to win. It has to be sanctioned and allowed in the TOS for me to consider that it's pay to win. Yeah, that's it. Who cares what people do with their money? Well, I think a lot of people do, right? It is like they don't want to play a game where other people, like, nobody wants to spend 20 hours farming and they see somebody who spent $20 and that person's ahead of them. Well, nobody wants to fucking see that. That sucks. So yeah, of course other people care about it. I don't like this idea that every single player should only care about what they have. Everybody cares about what other people have. Let's cut the fucking delusions. And like, maybe you're one of the enlightened Buddhist monk gamers that doesn't feel this way, but I think a lot of fucking people do. People want to have that cool item that nobody else has, and they want to feel special for it. You know what that's like? Literally every other fucking paradigm in human social history, okay? You get a golden star, you're employee of the month, you've got a nice car, you're wearing designer clothes. It's everywhere. People go into debt for it. So if you're gonna act like this isn't a real thing, I think you're fucking crazy. Yeah, that's the way I see it, fear of missing out. I think that that's just one little small element. I think it's just in general, people like to distinguish themselves by flexing. It's really cheaper to pay to win in Lost Ark than from WoW. Well, I don't know. All I'm really saying is that WoW is a pay to win game. Lost Ark is a pay to win game. New World is not a pay to win game. Final Fantasy is not a pay to win game. That's all there is to it. Buying cosmetics is, do you count buying cosmetics as pay to win? I wish I could, but realistically it's not. Now, in my opinion, I think cosmetic progression does matter as much as power progression. I do think so. But unfortunately, most games don't have that. Now, I thought, this is an idea, apparently I'm an idiot for this, okay? But I thought that whenever you pay a subscription for a video game, that means that you're paying that in absence of microtransactions. Final Fantasy and WoW apparently disagree. They're like, oh, you're gonna fucking buy these too. It's annoying. It's ridiculous. How many fucking times are you going to try to make the money out of us? It's too much, man. It's way too fucking much. I do think that WoW is way more monetized than many of the other games are. Now, I think you could even make an argument that WoW is even more monetized than Lost Ark because you're spending real money in WoW every single month in order to even play the game. I'm not a fan. I don't like it, but I think people should call it what it is. That's all there is to it.